In a truly sustainable world, trade serves a purpose, delivering social, environmental and economic benefits for everyone. Amfori supports their members to be sustainable businesses by helping them understand and improve the environmental, social and governance performance of their supply chains and helping them navigate through complex laws and regulations.
Amfori was founded in 1977 in Brussels. The original name was Foreign Trade Association, and it was founded by company members who felt that they needed to join forces to work towards promoting sustainable trade. And we're better to do that than in Brussels, the heart of Europe. At Amfori, we believe that people, planet and profit go hand in hand. Profitable trade and sustainability with respect for people and planet, that's where we stand for. We help our members, companies, big ones and small ones, in achieving that purpose. We do that by having practical tools and solutions in place for their suppliers to meet the standards and expectations regarding socially and environmentally responsible business. Amfori is important because companies need help. They need help with managing their supply chain in a responsible manner because they are very diverse and complex. Secondly, companies need help to manage the expectations that are growing from customers, from policymakers and other stakeholders related to responsible business conduct, sustainable trade and sustainable supply chain. And thirdly, companies need help in complying with growing legislation and becoming more binding with regards to sustainability and due diligence.
Organizations like Amfori support companies to be responsible businesses. The good news is that we have international consensus on what responsible business looks like. We have international standards on due diligence that have been around for more than a decade, and actually those standards, they really represent the how-to guide to due diligence. Now, what we have witnessed in the past years or so is actually a move from the voluntary standards to mandatory legislation. Due diligence is a process that helps a company to understand the level of risks implicated in its supply chains, either risks from its own operations, the operations of the subsidiaries, or operations of suppliers. The risks are not the same for each and every company. That is why due diligence helps you understand your level of exposure, and then once that understanding is there, due diligence helps you to manage those risks. The notion of financial due diligence is actually known to companies in general, but ESG due diligence builds on this notion but takes a slightly different perspective. It's no longer really about risks to the company, it's rather taking a look at risks to people and the environment and to be able to manage those risks. Due diligence is not about perfection. Actually, through due diligence, you understand your weaknesses, you understand your hotspots perhaps, and you work on those. Importantly, through due diligence, you build resilience as a company. Emerging due diligence legislation will actually be a game changer. This is because not just the companies directly impacted will have to behave in a certain way, but also because there will be indirect implications for the suppliers in the supply chain of those companies that will have to do due diligence in the first place. So this means that a small company wanting to do business with the larger one most probably will have to provide certain level of information. So if you want to do business and to stay in business, you will have to do due diligence. The Amfori advocacy team stays on top of all those legislative developments on due diligence. Businesses need to have a voice, and we bring that voice to policymakers and stakeholders.
Our most known product is amfori BCI. It has been on the market for over 20 years and it supports members in their social due diligence journey. So imagine you are a company in Germany and you're sourcing toys, household products from Vietnam overseas. And you as a responsible company, you want to make sure that the working conditions in the factory are good, that there is no child labor ongoing, no forced labor, and that the occupational health and safety standards are met. So this is where amfori BCI helps our members. Another product that we have is amfori BEPI, the environmental product that supports members in their environmental due diligence journey. Again, as an example, if you are a responsible company, you want to measure the environmental impact of the production of your toy or your household good. You want to measure the water consumption, the energy consumption, and the emissions to greenhouse gases. So this is where amfori BCI supports our members. And then thirdly, under the governance pillar, we have amfori Speak for Change, which is a workers' grievance mechanism that gives factory workers an additional voice to raise when needed. amfori provides tools and services that support members with their sustainability challenges, such as the identification of supply chain risks, mapping of supply chains, requesting of audits, continuous improvement journeys, and data insights and reporting. amfori closely collaborates with members and business partners in becoming more sustainable. For example, amfori provides a lot of trainings for members and business partners in local languages on different kinds of topics, we have webinars, e-learnings, and face-to-face training in sourcing countries for suppliers for free. Then amfori organizes exchanges and events where members can share learnings and network and learn from each other. And thirdly, we have a wonderful dedicated team, a membership team at amfori that supports members and their suppliers on day-to-day operational questions. One unique offer that we have at amfori is that we collaborate with members when it really matters. For example, if there is a serious issue identified during an audit, we bring members together to an ad hoc group to remediate serious findings. So what really matters is that in serious issues and findings, we collaborate with members. amfori is truly global. We have 2,500 members in 52 countries. Thereby, it's only natural that we have 17 local networks. And as you might know, we have in every country different local laws, different regulations, different customs, and different realities. So our network representatives are best equipped to support members and their suppliers on the ground.
I think the future for amfori looks bright. With the growing expectation and growing pressure on companies, they need help and we can provide them with that. amfori will continue to evolve and we will focus on the following three things. Further and even more collaboration. Secondly, making sure that E, S and G are being looked at in a holistic manner. And thirdly, focusing more on prevention and less on remediation. If we do that, I think we can make an impact. One last call here. As companies, start now, don't wait.